Hey guys, what's up? Tyler here with T Game Tech, and today I'm bringing you a game review of, you guessed it, Angry Birds Space. And I bought Angry Birds Space because I like Angry Birds, so I figured I might as well buy the new one, the Space version, and so I did. And today I'm going to give you guys a quick overview at the look at the different birds, what they do, and basically my thoughts on the game in general. So we're just going to start out with the first world, and as you can see, the levels aren't the normal setup. They're set up as little planets, which is kind of cool. A nice little theme they have going on. And you just swipe between them. The first thing you get is this little play, and it just shows you a little cutscene of the birds and how they've been stolen. And so we're just going to go to the first level, and this is basically the first level you get. And when you start the game, it shows you how to use the birds. And these are the red birds, and you can't zoom in very well, but one good feature about this new Angry Birds Space is that it gives you this dotted line which tracks which way you are actually going to be shooting. So I think that helps a lot, and it adds a lot to the gameplay, and it's not as frustrating as it used to be to shoot birds in Angry Birds. So if we just shoot it once, and as you can see, there it goes. And this is the level cleared screen. As you can see, it's updated version. It looks a lot like Angry Birds Rio, and you have your 3 stars, you have your score, and then you have your high score egg whenever you get a new high score. So I'm just going to show you another level and how it works. So the conventional way is to shoot your birds to the right always in Angry Birds. But with Angry Birds Space, you can actually shoot your birds whatever direction you want, and it'll still go. As you can see, the gravitational pull, you can see by the little pulsing gravitational pull pulsing rays, whatever that means. But as you can tell, the way the waves are going shows you which way the gravity is going. So I can actually shoot this bird around this planet right here, and it will. I missed that time, but you can adjust your aim, and you actually fell on top of him and actually killed him. Now some of the levels are actually fashioned a lot like the original Angry Birds. The whole level this time is in a gravitational field. So if you pull your bird, it's gonna fly just like it would in normal Angry Birds. So they did put a little bit of the original gameplay in there in a couple of the different levels. Now this is a cool level because you have to work with the gravitational fields to get to this pig right here. So as you can see, whenever you shoot it straight out into space with no gravitational field, the bird's actually just going to shoot straight. But if you actually move it in here, shoot it in the gravitational field, the direction of the birds is going to change a little bit. So if I just shoot it there, it's going to get pulled down that way and then up that way. And I missed the pig the first time around, but your bird will keep going around the planet until it actually lands on something. And I can't believe that just happened like that. But it will keep going around until it just finally rests. And as you can see, defeated that level just like that. So they have a lot of new cool concepts in this Angry Birds Space using gravitation and different stuff like that. So now I'm going to show you a level with the blue ice birds. They haven't really been upgraded to anything. They just have a little mask on them. They still do what they always do. They shoot through ice. Nothing really else special to them. They didn't gain any special abilities or anything. They're not much better than they were. I still don't like them very much, but you know, they play a lot bigger role in this game because of that new ice bird, and I'll get to that later. So basically, yeah, this is the regular ice bird. Still doesn't do much except for break through ice. But he'll come into play later, and he'll be a lot more important later in the game. And so here's just another one featuring the birds. And this level is more all ice. This is more on a tune for the birds themselves. So as you can see, I just took care of that whole level with just one bird. So there are a couple of easy levels in this game, but a lot of them actually do get really hard throughout the game the further you get through the game. The next kind of bird is your bomb birds, and they have got a little bit of upgrade in this game. They kind of send out a little ring of fire energy or something that helps them as in like a explosive force to kind of spread their area of impact around a little bit. So that they got a little bit of an upgrade, not much. I still like them a lot using these birds. In this game, they are used a lot to blow up objects like I just did and cause them to scatter everywhere. So if I just wanted to go over here, and before I get there, blow it up. So I launched a lot of different objects to a lot of different directions, and like I said, one just bumped into that pig and killed him like that. So this bird is used a lot in blowing stuff up to launch into your actual pigs. Now this level is going to feature the laser bird, and he got a pretty big upgrade in this game. He still does the same thing. When you press the screen, he goes really fast, but in Angry Birds Space, you can basically control wherever he goes. So say I shoot up like that, but I shoot on the bottom pig, and I completely missed that time. See if I can actually do it again. That's a little bit better. So you basically touch wherever you want, and he will fly to that exact same spot. So I think that's a really cool feature of this bird in the Angry Birds Space. And it makes him a lot easier to use than in the previous Angry Birds, because wherever you tap, he's going to fly straight to that direction. And like in other Angry Birds games, you do have the big red bird, but instead in Angry Birds Space, he's big and green. But basically, he just does what he always does. He just runs into stuff, and he just doesn't stop. As you can see right here, he's just not stopping. And he just crashes into stuff, knocks stuff right out of his way. Doesn't really care, doesn't have much going on. He just kind of flies into stuff. He's not very fast. He's not very exciting. He just launches into stuff, destroys it, and just keeps going. So basically, he has the same functions as he did in the earlier games. So now I'm going to show you the new Ice Bird. And I'm not going to show you too many levels with him because I don't want to spoil him too much for you. But basically, he just turns anything into ice. So these are stone right now. So if I take the Ice Bird and fling him and tap him right there before he hits it, or as he hits it, all that turns into ice, which makes the bluebirds much more important in this game. And so you can use the bluebirds to destroy all that stone, which has turned into ice. And so, like I said, it makes the bluebirds much more important in this game. There is an eagle in this game, but it wasn't like before in the earlier games where you bought it once as an in-app purchase and you could use it as many times as long as you beat the level. There are eagles in this game, not just one eagle. So basically you get eagles through completing different things. By beating bosses, beating certain levels, you get numbers of eagles. As you can see, I have 6 eagles right now. And to use an eagle, you just tap on it. And you get the little can of fish or tuna or whatever that is. And you just fling it. Just like that, just like in the other Angry Birds games. And the eagle kind of comes out of a portal and kind of just destroys stuff. And so basically he does what he does in the other games. But it's just a different way of using the eagle. You get him in numbers, and you can buy more eagles as in-app purchases. You can get like 20 eagles for 99 cents. But it's a different system than it was in the previous games. So I think I like this a little bit better because you earn your eagles and you have to use them as you see fit. And you can't just rehash it every time you beat a level. Now, there are bosses in this version of the game, and in Angry Birds Rio there were some bosses in there, but now you actually have bosses in the actual Angry Birds game. So I'm not going to go through a lot of this. I'm not going to actually show you how to beat them. In like previous Angry Birds game, there are kind of golden egg game levels, and these are called egg steroids. And basically, if you find these egg stones, they're shaped eggs, but they look like they're stones. So I don't know if they're really eggs or they're egg stones or what they are. But if you find them, they unlock new levels. So I'm not going to spoil any of them for you, but they are there, and they are pretty fun. They play off a lot of ideas from other games, but they're not like exact rip-offs. They feature a lot of kind of quirky and whimsical ideas. You'll recognize it once you actually play the game and play those extra levels. And they're just nice things they've added in, like they usually do with the golden eggs. So would I suggest going out and buying this game? Well, if you like Angry Birds games and you've liked all of them so far, this makes a great addition to the series. But if you just think Angry Birds was just one of those games like, it was interesting for a while, and you really aren't into the actual game, you just play it because it was either you got the light version or someone gifted it to you or something like that, I wouldn't suggest it because it is, like I said, another Angry Bird game. It's basically the same idea, just rehashed, but with a couple of added twists. The whole gravity feature is a nice twist. You have to kind of think where you're aiming birds. There's a lot of quirks in this game, and the added line of sight, that's another good thing they had in this game. The new birds, they aren't really new. There's only one truly new bird, which is the Ice Bird. Other than that, the birds get little upgrades, nothing really big. But if you do like Angry Birds, I would suggest it. It's only 99 cents in the App Store, so it's cheaper than Angry Birds Rio, and it's the same price as the original Angry Birds and Angry Birds Seasons. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you plan on getting Angry Birds, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this Angry Birds Space if you played it, if you don't play it. And don't forget to check out my other videos on tech and games on my channel. And like always, thank you guys for watching my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.